button.
This one is recording now too.
9 minutes and 23. All right. Yes. Whew. Well, we did it.
We did it.
We set up outdoors.
In my yard.
In this, everybody, is Kate Olson.
Hi, everybody.
You may remember her from Full House or Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Now she lives a quiet life in Seattle as a humble saxophone player.
It's true.
Yeah. And I'm just so excited that she agreed to come and hang out with me because
I'm so pleased to be here in my own backyard. It's lovely.
Well, you know, due to quarantine restrictions and respect for other people, we talked to our neighbors about making some noise, waited till 10 a.m. to do so, and trying to stay 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
And respect.
Be outside where it is safer.
All right. Kate.
Yes, Dave.
May I call you a sax pedal gal?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Kate is a double sax pedal gal. As you can see, she not only has pedals for her saxophone, but she gets to lessons and gigs as much as possible by pedaling this beast behind me.
Yeah, this is my electric cargo bike. It doesn't have its battery on it right now, but it's about 70 pounds of pure muscle, and it makes up for what I'm lacking in pure muscle. And helps me take all of my saxophones and bass clarinets and other heavy instruments all around Seattle with me. It's pretty rad.
Yeah. Well, I think that's an inspiring display of work-life balance and that you are combining exercise with your daily commute.
Yeah, and now that they've closed the West Seattle Bridge, I'm pretty sure this is going to be faster than driving anywhere.
Yeah. Get an inflatable canoe and you can
just paddle right across.
Birds like the bird flies.
Totally.
So, anyways, those are all things I think are cool about Kate. I also am jealous of all of Kate's gigs, and I want to steal all of them because she does everything.
Nobody has any gigs right now.
Well, I didn't mean like that. I really didn't mean the dark path when I said that. But during the year when the normal things are going, you do everything from like weird Halloween burlesque band stuff to like Wayne Horowitz's art ensemble at Monday night at the Royal Room, and then you lead your own duo with Naomi Siegel, the Strings Effect, and you guys have been just doing, are you guys still collaborating?
We are. We don't have anything like happening right now, but Naomi lives in Missoula, Montana now, and she's doing great out there. She has a series called Lake Bottom Sound, and they have like kind of a racer session style jam happening out there. And so yeah, we're still making music together. She was out here in the fall, and we did a little mini tour. Did some really great shows in Port Townsend, and so we're still doing some stuff. But our most recent record came out a couple of years ago now. It's called A Sky You Could Strike a Match On, and it is full of pedal goodness.
Yeah, I was listening to some of that this morning.
It's a beautiful record, I'm really proud.
I like it too. Everybody check it out. A Sky You Could Strike a Match On. It's like a rough sky.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a line from a poem by Melinda Mueller. She is a local educator and poet, and we took that line from her poem The After, which is about the extinction that we're going through right now because animals are dying off, animals and plants are dying off at a rate that is pretty much unknown in our lifetimes or in the lifetimes of people that came before us. So it's a pretty big deal, and we did a collaboration with her, and there's a book, and there's a CD, and there's a lot of visual artwork that goes along with that as well. So you should check that out. Melinda Mueller, The After.
Melinda Mueller, The After.
Published by local poetry publishing company Entre Rios Books.
Entre Rios Books.
Got it.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
So, poetry, racer sessions. Maybe where I was going with all of your cool gigs, like, did you meet most of the people for your gigs through the racer sessions, or was there a central hub for?
Yeah, so I was actually talking with my partner Gordon, who's another wonderful saxophonist in the scene here. I was talking to him about
maybe he'll
this.
Come play with us.
Maybe if we keep saying it enough, maybe he'll come out here. I was talking with him about this last night because Wayne Horvitz and Robin Holcomb were doing a live stream last night, and I really owe the two of them my entire music career in Seattle. I met Naomi and a bunch of other wonderful people through the Racer sessions. I started playing with Ask the Ages, which is kind of a free jazz rock band that has been going in one form or another for years and years and years. The first band I joined in Seattle, and through meeting folks at the Racer Sessions, I joined that band. I met Naomi. Naomi said, you should play with this all-women's big band called Swojo.
Swojo.
So I played with Swojo for a while, and Robin Holcomb came and did a guest conductor spot, and she kind of picked Naomi and I out and said to Wayne, you should probably hire these women to play in your band because they're both badasses. And so Robin made the suggestion, and Wayne has been such an incredible supporter, and I met just about everybody else that I play with through Wayne, honestly. And so, yeah, so a combination of that and the Racer Sessions, and then of course the communities at the Royal Room and at the Sea Monster Lounge as well. Now that I live on the South End, I don't get up there as often as I should, but it's such a great place for community, and it's definitely a place that I spent a lot of time when I was coming up through the scenes.
Yeah. When was that? You moved here 8 or 10 years ago?
About 10 years ago now, yeah.
A couple years after me. And I remember you showed up and I was like, oh, she's cool and good, but I'm so jealous because she's going to steal all my gigs. Which I didn't have any gigs then.
I would say I don't think I stole any of your gigs.
Yeah.
We hardly ever get to play together, which is a major bummer.
I know.
We should make that
So,
change.
well, be the change.
Be the change.
Or I like to say, be the scene you want to see in the world, right? If you want more original music being played, write some original music and call some people. If you want more, this is a jazz fusion talk show right now.
So if you want a jazz fusion talk show in the world, you got to create it.
You just got to be the jazz fusion talk show, you know. So.
I think it's wonderful.
Me too. I've been having so much fun doing these, and I hope our audience has too. Please like, share, and subscribe if you are. Also, please check out Kate's many online faces, Kate's Healthy Plates, Anxiety Pause, and Kate Plays Saxophone. It's all on our website, but she's doing creative cooking as well. I brought strawberries because she's been doing some strawberry pancake things on the internet.
Oh man, and I made so much strawberry rhubarb crumble. It's like...
Oh, and the video of that was...
It's like my pants don't fit right. That's how much strawberry rhubarb crumble we made.
And raspberries. I love raspberries.
So good.
All day long.
It's the time. It's the time of the season.
For harvesting.
Pacific Northwest. Very time. It's great.
So, all right. Well, you have any questions for me?
How did you get into playing with pedals, Dave?
That's a good question. I was trying to think of that on the way over, actually. I know my first pedal was my Boss 2-pedal looper that my brother got me for Christmas. And I know I asked him for it, so I must have wanted to play with pedals before that. But I think I got a MacBook in 2008 that I still have.
Yeah.
It still works. I just wiped it, got it clean. It's my Logic Music laptop. And I just was playing with Logic and putting effects on little songs that I'd make on the airplane on my way home or something. And I thought, you know what? This needs to grow.
Yeah.
And about that time, like about 10, 12 years ago, is when I wanted to do Sax Pedal blog.
Right.
I thought a blog would be cool, and one day I'd get to interview Skerrick, you know, which...
That's awesome.
So, I'm glad I'm getting around to it, and that all my friends are helping me.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Kate was talking, Kate has a masterclass she did last Saturday, and I hope you're going to make that available for people on your Patreon or something.
I'm going to figure some way out to make it available for people, yeah.
So check that out to learn more about her setup. But one thing about her setup she mentioned is that it's a linear setup where it just goes straight through. A to B to amp. And I guess I have a horrible angle, so this was a great idea. But my board does not do that, and I just really wanted to show you what that meant really quick. My signal goes into a boost pedal, to my Big Dipper, Super Dive, and Valetone Touchwah, but then it goes to this splitter that I made. From the splitter, one end continues on through the chain to the tap delay, the loop pedal, and the triple effect before hitting the mixer and going out, and the other end goes straight from the splitter to the mixer. So now I have a mixer between my loop and my, 3 effects 3 effects pre-loop, being kind of semi-parallel setup.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I like contrasts. So.
Yeah, I have thought a lot about having some kind of split in my system, but my pedal board is kind of constantly evolving, which I think is something that a lot of people that get into this kind of music making end up doing, where it's like, oh, but I want this sound, but I can make that sound in a different way, but I can make that sound a little bit better if I had this other pedal, and so it's always changing a little bit. And actually, you just ran this awesome errand for me and picked up this Pictronics Ringmaster, so I'm about to add a ring mod onto.
That makes me the Ringmaster bearer.
It's true. It's true. There's never been a truer phrase spoken, I think. But so that's going to be a part of my setup, and I actually just switched out. I have this dynamic wah that I stole from Gordon, actually. Well, I asked nicely if I could have it, and he said, yes, you can borrow it, but I'm just going to keep it. And that wasn't in my setup when I did the master class, which was all of 2 days ago now. So, so it's really constantly changing, and I think that's kind of why I haven't gotten to that point where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do a thing where it splits and I have 2 different effects banks or whatever. It's just
before you know it, it's 3 or 4 or more. Like
more, yeah.
I recently picked up. I had a purge where I just needed to buy a lot of stuff, and I bought a lot of pedals a few months ago, and I got the newer Line 6 Helix thing.
Oh yeah.
Which offers parallel routing.
Right, Gordon has one of those as well. We have a lot of effects.
Well, I'll have to have him on the show to help demonstrate that.
Yeah.
Because I'm too lazy to get myself to do it all.
Yeah, no, he's got it all set up. It's all hooked up. He's very good.
Cool. All right. Well, musically now, we need to. I'll just ask a question, and then we'll make a song to answer it, mate.
Okay, sounds good.
How, I guess, give an example of tasteful looping. Or how do we make it tasteful? How do we keep the loop from becoming repetitive to repetitive, or mushy to mushy, or throw some adjectives. I'm putting adjectives out there.
Light and transparent.
Transparent.
That's what we want.
Alright. Let's make a light, transparent loop to show what it's like to hear all the layers.
Cool. That's good. That's good. I'm gonna erase the stuff that I was messing around with earlier.
Yeah. And so far, this has been the best interview yet. OMG, thank you. Cool.
Yeah.
That was sweet.
All right, so can we run down, I want to run down like all of the layers that happened. Are your layers gone already?
I just deleted my layers.
Well, let's look at
But
my layers.
I did long notes. I did 4 long notes. Okay.
That's one layer.
Neat.
Tabletop hooper.
Yeah.
It's meant for somebody to like be holding a microphone very close to their face and doing all kinds of cool beatbox sounds, which I'm not going to try to do right now. And then just pressing the buttons and using their non-dominant hand, I suppose, to fiddle with everything. But the cool thing about this is that it's so adaptable. It's like I have these first 2 loops set so that they will sync with each other, and then these 3 loops set so that they will they can be totally independent, so I can make ambient loops.
Right.
So I was doing a lot of that. Like I only had 1 loop that was very specific and rhythmic. Yeah.
So cool.
And I have post effects. I have input effects if I want them. I don't really like the way they sound that much, so I don't use them that often, although some of them are pretty dope. There is a ring mod input effects that is alright.
Did you try it yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like my whole goal with adding effects is to sound more and more like an alien.
Okay.
Like it's just like those are the sounds that I'm drawn to, are the sounds that are like super outer spacey, like either really ambient and lush or very like kind of gritty and metallic sounding.
Yeah. So modulation, delay, reverb is what this pedal does, and it's a cheap Chinese pedal, but I was getting some really crazy metallic sounds by just cranking the depth of the modulation.
Right.
Well,
yeah, and that's how I use my chorus pedal.
Let's hear that while I get a breathe that works. Let's hear that. Flutterbot. Wait, you go down. No. Do Flutterbot.
Oh yeah, that's a nice sound.
Raider. Flutterbot.
Ah, yes. That's a beautiful
And then you
sound.
add some octave up with that. Welcome to space.
That's one of my favorite sounds too, is the dual pitch shift.
Yeah.
So you get the octave up and the octave below.
So she has the PitchFork, which I did an earlier video comparing her PitchFork, not her PitchFork, but a PitchFork to my Big Dipper. Check that out. And you have an Autowah situation going on too.
Yeah, a little dynamic wah.
I find Autowahs to be dangerous, but I like them.
Yeah, I think it's really easy to overuse. It is a sound that if I find a little exhausting if it is used throughout an entire song. Like if that's the only sound you're getting from the saxophone, that's not really what I'm interested in.
Wait. So it's that quackiness, but it's easy if I tweak my sensitivity knob the wrong direction, or if I'm too loud of a club environment, that quack is going to become a feedback squeal.
Oh yeah.
That's what I meant by dangerous.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And yeah, man, avoiding feedback, that's the scene.
That is the whole trick.
That's the whole trick for sure.
All right. Well, I liked that last loop. Rhythmically, when you're looping, do you think about like layering? And you say you've got two rhythmic loops and you've got 3 ambient loops. How much cross rhythm versus free floaty overlap? Like.
Yeah. So I really like. I really like creating harmonies and usually just like finding harmonies. So one thing that is good to note is that while I do use this setup, I will use the setup without the looper for one of my projects, which is called KO Electric. So I will use that, and there are songs in that.
That's your like jazz band where you have pedals.
Exactly. So we're playing tunes, we're playing original music mostly, but we are playing tunes. Everything that I do as a solo looper, and at the beginning of my collaboration with Naomi with Steering Effect, everything was completely improvised.
Okay.
So I still do a lot of that, and that's continually in my solo project. That's what I have dedicated that solo project to. That is an improvised project. So I practice, I explore, but I don't write songs for that project.
Okay.
So when I am looping and when I am layering, a lot of it is kind of like, I feel like I'm an explorer and I'm finding things, you know? I'm not necessarily, I have a vocabulary certainly in the same way that a jazz musician works on a vocabulary and, you know, practices licks and then, you know, at some point regurgitates them hopefully appropriately. So I have a vocabulary for looping, but I don't have a plan necessarily when I start out, so.
Okay.
Yeah, so I like to have ambient loops, and I also do some work with, I don't have it hooked up today, but I have some synthesizers and drum machines and stuff like that I will use as well. So I do some more really rhythmic stuff, but I find that the ambient stuff is kind of what gets me from like idea to idea or song to song, so it's nice to have a lot of loops dedicated to that.
Okay. Yeah. Right. So you have a rhythmic idea that's maybe your goal for the song. To get, you know, the rhythm and a solo that, you know, plays with the rhythm.
Yeah.
But then you stop and start over from an ambient space where anything can happen.
Exactly.
Very cool.
Yeah. It's a transition to me.
You're an alien and an explorer, so you're some sort of alien.
I'm an alien explorer. I've been watching a lot of Star Trek lately. I don't know.
Oh man, I can't actually do the thing. I have to fake it by pushing it forward a lot. I'm not evolved enough to actually do the live long and prosper, but I want to so bad. Like, only my bone structure was different.
If only.
But yeah. Well, I have my card game in the car. I want to get my card game and we'll play a card game next. But let's do another couple ambient type things.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
Yeah. Maybe I'll start with the delays. Oh, and is this read less crappy? Hold on.
Sounds like it responds a little better.
The last one was very stuffy. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, layers. I saved mine. What I was doing at the end that I thought was fun, I had my melody, and then I turned on a reverse delay, and then it starts to kind of harmonize with itself. Right? And then maybe a little mod. Exactly, but I have a card game. I need to go get it from my car.
Okay.
But it's a structured way for practicing looping, and I don't recommend performing this way necessarily. I've tried it, but I think it's really neat because we all want to play in crazy odd times like Chris Potter all the time, but nobody ever actually practices it. I'm here to try to make that more fun.
Yeah.
Okay. BRB.
All right.
So the first cards we have are just key centers. So, you know, feel whichever one feels right to you. Boom. So what key did we get?
F sharp.
All right. Do we want to do concert or in our key?
Oh, let's do in our key.
All right. So our F sharp. The next thing we get is time signature card.
5-4, 5-4-6-4, 5-4-6-4.
All right, I'm 11. And then some theory cards.
Minor 1.
Minor 1, F sharp minor.
Major flat 3 7.
Okay, so
A.
dum dum, and then 7 and then 4.
7 and 4, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like the Wonderwall progression.
Okay.
Can we do Wonderwall in 5-4-6-4, 5-4-6-4?
I don't know if we can, but we can try.
That's the game. I'll start with a beatbox. How about that?
Okay, perfect.
There you go. Shall I do the bass too? Yeah.
Right. And the ambient over here, right, we're gonna fade, so.
Okay.
Oh, that was fun. That wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. It reminds me of grad school, though. We used to do, my first grad school jazz theory class was all about improvising unaccompanied in odd time signatures.
Okay.
So it was like you pick a mode. It was just like this. You pick a mode. We wouldn't pick a progression necessarily, but you pick a mode and you pick a weird time signature, and then you cycle through the different subdivisions of that time signature. So you would go, say you picked 7/8.
Right.
So you'd start maybe with 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2. Yeah, exactly.
Dude, sometimes I'll take numbers from license plates in front of me in traffic and try to come up with crap like that out of them.
I mean this in the best way possible. You are so North Texas sometimes.
Sometimes I am. I'm a huge nerd. It's part of who I am, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that was super fun. I mean, and that's always, for me, especially when I write music or when I'm doing this kind of thing, I love to try to get as sort of atypical as possible. It's so easy to get drawn into that everything is in 4/4.
Yeah.
Everything is in the same key for forever,
It is, but
that was cool though.
that was super
I
cool.
like it.
Everybody, Kate Olson has been an amazing guest. It gets better every time, doesn't it? So.
This is such a fun thing. Thanks so much for having me, Dave.
Jazz Talk Show Fusion here with Kate Olson on SaxPedalGuy Presents. Thank you so much for joining us.
Bye.
This is the end of